everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Thanks for being here and for listening to my demo today. I'm Lindsay Gallagher. I'm the Vice President of Marketing Strategy and Growth at Authenticom. And what I'm going to talk to you about today, or rather show you today, is our product within our data experience management suite. It's called NADAVault. And really what NADAVault is it is a interface that sits over the data exchange between your DMS data and your vendor partners. So what I know about the dealer space is dealers rely on probably about a dozen vendors to operate and grow your business. And each one of those vendors require data, different types of data, different fields within the data in order to effectively perform on your behalf. And it's also very important that that data is clean and reliable and consistent, because you want to make sure that the inventory that's showing on your website is still for sale and hasn't been sold over the last couple of days, or that your customer information is updated and accurate. And also making sure that you have full visibility into the exchange of the data from your DMS to your vendor partners. NADAVault is to provide that access and control back to you. So instead of just talking about it, I'd rather show it to you so you can understand how NADAVault can support your dealership business. Pop over to my demo here. Okay, great. So as I mentioned, NADAVault is really a layer that sits over the exchange of the data from your DMS to your vendor partners. And oftentimes you have several dealership locations, and each dealership location might have different vendors, again, that have different requirements. And so NADAVault consolidates all of that into one view for you. So once you're integrated into NADAVault, which is a free tool for dealers, by the way, you would be able to see and manage all of that data exchange. And so in the dashboard that I'm showing you is really kind of like your landing spot and your control center, where you can see at a quick glance if there's anything that is awaiting your action. So one thing I'll note about NADAVault is it goes both ways. Vendors who also integrate into NADAVault, they have their own version of this portal that allows them to request your data as a dealer, and then vice versa, where you as a dealer would be able to initiate your data to a vendor. So it's really facilitating exchange and providing visibility to both parties. And so as the dealership who it's your data, you are always the approver of that data. Data must be approved by you in order for it to ever get sent out to your vendor partners. At a quick glance, you would see if there's anything that is awaiting your approval, and then all the different stores that we're currently receiving your data for, and if there are any active data feeds to vendors for those stores. We also monitor your health of your data because, as I mentioned before, it's incredibly important that vendors consistently receive your data on a regular basis. And at any time that data becomes what we call lagging or outdated, we have a system in place behind NADAVault that would alert you if that ever was to become outdated. Because again, that can have downstream effects of what's shown to your prospective customers. What's really neat about NADAVault too is that you can get pretty granular with the control that this product offers to you. So looking at this example of a specific rooftop, you can see exactly what data is being collected into what is essentially your vault. So we would have, it is an example of appointment data, sales data, service data, inventory data. When's the last time that data was received? How far back we have the data to, and up into the most recent import. And then this further down, you'd be able to see if any of those pending activities that's either requiring your vendor's approval because you've requested to send your data to them, or vice versa, if they're waiting on your approval, it's in this interface that you can quickly approve feeds. And as soon as you approve it, that data is sent on your behalf out to your vendor to really just onboard with their program very quickly. The really neat thing about NADAVault is you can even modify the data that's being sent out to your vendors down to field level. So say you don't want to send your customer birth date for whatever reason to your vendor, it's a simple checkbox where you can deselect it and it would never get sent out, especially before you even approve the feed. And you can still even modify these fields after the data has been established. So at any time you decide you don't want specific data to be sent out, you can disable it, and then immediately the next delivery that data would no longer be available. You would be able to see and deactivate feeds that are currently established. So you would be able to, looking at your store and what vendors receiving what data at what frequency, it gets very, very detailed. And then this is how easy it is to deactivate the feed. All you have to do is toggle it off, and then data immediately stops flowing. We all know that dealerships often have many rooftops, so we have built in a group management section that allows you to see everything at one glance with a little bit more detail than what the dashboard offered to you. And then one last thing that I will walk through here is we have a reporting feature, and unfortunately, because this is demo data, it's not a great view, but how this works is you can see exactly what file was sent to your vendor, including all the information that was sent to them. So it would be a downloadable report that gives every single field that was sent to the vendor and all of the records that were within that delivery. In the event there's some type of discrepancy or anything between you and what's showing on your vendor's program, this platform would be able to be the source of truth for that. We also have a user management configuration that allows you to provide access to your managers at the level that you would like. So you can either be a group level user where you can see all the stores and have access to approve or remove data feeds, or you can limit it to the specific managers of those stores. So it gets pretty configurable based on how you want access to the people that are within your dealership group. And really that is at its simplest form, NADAVault. It gives you complete control into where your data is going. It has built-in notifications of any time something's changed or approved or requested so that you can keep track of where your data is going, who's receiving it, and what exactly they're receiving. Does anybody have any questions? Just a little bit about our product. We do integrate with all DMS types. So we have integrations with every DMS type. Every DMS has different methods of sending the data, but our company is very well equipped to receive data in any format. And then on the flip side, from a vendor's perspective, the value that this product provides is it's a single integration into all the different types of DMSs in a very consistent, standardized way. Instead of having to have the development overhead of integrating with every DMS separately, NADAVault is a consolidated integration that is consistent across all DMSs. Okay, great. I only have a couple minutes, so any questions out there? Well, if you have any specific questions or you do want more information of how to sign up for NADAVault or anything else, we are just the booth on the other side of this 20 group booth called Authenticom. More specifically, it is 2415. So meet us over there. We also have F1 giveaway of signed memorabilia. And because you participated in this demo, you can be entered into that. We have a couple of people in the F1 shirts over here that would just scan you in, and we would provide you with your ticket, and we will be drawing at 3 p.m. today. So I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you so much. And again, feel free to stop by our booth and talk about more.